lost all of my love and my sanity. Vanity told me I'm too hard to handle. Dismantle any opposition, quit playing me. Brothers hella lame, how they get their name? Israelites lacking integrity. Politics made it to Israel, but it's not spiritual. Why can't I let them get next to me? Chef in the kitchen, he cooking, he cooking, he cooking. These niggas trying to steal a recipe. Look at my weaponry, that is my specialty. Lion, a Zion, a Judah, full pedigree. Repping my legacy. If I got a body rappers, then Mac, he gon' be the accessory. Judah the gang, and I'm repping it heavily. Vocals the same, but I got a new melody. I'm from the bottom of Rebel to Grepper Street. Haters, they hate me, they really be repping me. Yeah, they really be repping me. I went to war for some brothers who never had love and they heart or respect for me. Gates told me go where they celebrated, they don't just tolerate your gifts. Christ told me shake the dust off your feet and take your peace with you when you dip. Made it out of a city where plenty crashed. We never had nothing, we needed cash. Feds gave us Aguilera, we didn't know better. We turned it to Lenny Crab. Should've got yards running from my past, but the Lord made a way when he threw the flag. Beat the case, but I blew the bag. Did it bare face, we don't do the mask. Now Protestant, Jesuit, Lutheran, now we don't do the mass. I just be watching they movement and how they maneuvering, slithering through the grass. Who gon' pity for the snake charm? Put them in the bag, shake the snake on them. It's never about who your haters, it's always about how much money you making on them. Put your riches in the most high, that's the best flip for the best price. Cash in with your house shy, I'ma die once, I'ma live twice. Balls mean, but my flow nice. Rep 12, not the pole lights. Chef, he the light of the world, I'm trying to keep all of my babies from pole light.
You die once, but you live twice. Please don't get left, you'll have no rights. Me and Chef steam like bowl rice. This be getting ate like 4 twice. I European, get your soul right. They don't hear me though, like no mic. How they supposed to know, like no advice? Children of the light, like no night.
Got me feeling like Ricky Bobby up in Talladega. I'm on the road, feel like I'm on fire. Holding it down till I see the Messiah. Dripping in gold, you see the attire. Dripping in gold, you see the attire. I say it twice for those I inspire. Make it a third for all of the liars.
Please do not treat this like entertainment, man, I pray you don't. This a cry for your soul. Renew your thinking and rearrange it, man, I pray you do. Cause the kingdom's a goal. They're really tricking for little payments, making money moves, but you losing your soul. How y'all be thinking, be aggravating? I'm not spelling that like I'm losing my nose. We gotta represent, children is watching. We see with the Ruach, the spirit is watching. Me and Chef at the back, we did the way that we flipping this heat, man, it feel like hibachi. Killing these demons with pain is my doctrine. I'm bobbing and weaving, it feel like I'm boxing. I want the kingdom of heaven, the mysteries that are spoken of in 2nd Colossians.
Yeah. Die once, live twice. Yeah.
Oh man, shalom, shalom, shalom. You're now tuned in to the Scorn Black Man Podcast. I'm your host. That boy's the Duck Israel, aka HILLTOPSTROPHIC, aka Hilltop Tribe. Episode 45. Episode 45. And we here now. It's called Why Are Black Women and Men Traditional Roles Extinct in America? Once again, episode 45. Why are Black women and men traditional roles extinct in America? And this should be a great show. Before I begin the show, I'd like to say shalom to Brother Dun Yehuda Fire Talk Radio Podcast, and shalom to Brother Zadok Let's Talk Radio Podcast. How you brothers doing today?
Hey, shalom, Most High in Christ bless to everybody on the panel and everybody in the chat. I want to say happy Sabbath to everyone, and I'm doing good. How are you brothers doing?
Hey, Shabbat Shalom to everybody, man. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. How's everybody?
Likewise.
I love it. So once again, today's episode is episode 45. Why are Black women and men traditional roles extinct in America? And the script goes, gender role swapping in the United States of America has destroyed the African American families. And man, oh man, this should be a great show. I can start with, I give him a little commentating about this whole thing. Traditional roles in the families just don't exist no more, man. I sit back, man. This is one of the reasons why I just want to get the fuck away from here, man. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm just gonna be quite blunt with you, man. It's gone. It's not the way that I seen it when I was growing up. You know, I watched, you know, my grandparents on both sides, you know, especially my father's mother and father, you know, it was traditional roles, but then I seen how the roles started to try to dwindle. I seen the white man's satellites, his indoctrination started to creep in the later years of my grandparents' life, and now we see there's no traditional roles. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You barely can find a husband and wife, a family that actually has traditional roles, if it's even a family to be there, because the traditional, the norm now is don't even have a family. As far as being man, woman, and kids in one household, and the husband being the head of that household and making the final decisions, be able to consult with his wife, but be able to make the final decisions just by being a man. And this is a terrible thing, because the without families we can't build a nation. Without being in a household we can't build a family. It takes all of that, and we have to be willing to accept our roles. The man has to be willing to accept his role as a man. I know it's hard for him, because a lot of these men, men now that grow, that once was young men, that once was little boys, they never had real men to look up to. And if they did have any, they was told not to look up to him. This is when, you know, we know the feminist role came in, and with that role, the emasculation of a man, especially the black man, well, he's been kind of getting emasculated for hundreds of years now, but he was still able to be a father and a husband in the household. And the wife, it was not frowned upon for a woman to be feminine and to look up to her husband and seek knowledge and wisdom from her husband. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy matter now. So before we get into any videos, man, I'd like to hear what y'all brothers, y'all intro thoughts about this whole thing.
Well, first, go ahead.
Whoever go first.
Go ahead, Sadak. You were starting out.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, basically, we'll get into it a little later, but I want to start by saying that economics plays a big role in this whole traditional role exchange here in America. Here in America, I'll repeat that again. Only here in America, economics definitely plays a role, and we'll get into that.
Brother,
that's a big proponent right there, is the economics here in America, because we know the scriptures say that money is a defense. So when you don't have a defense, which is the lack of money, then all type of hardships and burdens come into the family structure. You know, we're already dealing with other things that's attacking the family structure, let alone the economics that's being utilized and weaponized against us. So yeah, man, I mean, the traditional roles, this is a hotbed topic that's been going on. I mean, you have people like Kevin Samuels that was bringing the issue to the forefront as far as gender roles, and, you know, how does that apply and who is it applying to, and the lack of understanding of what our roles is as men and women within the so-called Black community. So this is always going to be a hotbed topic until we at some point learn from our mistakes and then apply the lessons that we learned to our day-to-day life now.
And you're absolutely correct, man. Like the sister, Professor Lovely Lady said, shalom to the sister in the chat, Sister Professor Lovely Lady, Sister Weezy, Sister Mika, and all y'all sisters watching abroad. She said, a quick answer to this. She said, traditional roles are extinct because women want to wear the pants, in quotes, and refuse to allow the man to lead as stated in the biblical Texas. And many
Mhm.
men simply, and many men, like 50 Cent, many men simply do not have the backbone. Oh my Lord, that was powerful. She just
Powerful.
Yes, that's correct.
Powerful.
That's spot on.
And I'm sorry if I have any kind of choppy voice. Y'all hear me? The connection here is just terrible. I have the highest speed internet, but for some reason, connection at this place I've been at for the last few months has been terrible. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into a video. We're going to break this video down, man. Shouts out to the brother Obadiah. Man, I see you got that brother. Shalom to the good brother Obadiah Israel, man. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into a video. We're going to chop it up. But before we get into the video, I want everybody out there that's watching live, I want everybody that's watching in the future, hit that like button right now. You know, so hit the like button and hit the subscribe button to and share with families and friends. This is the Scoring Black Man podcast. In the description of this channel, we attack serious issues within the Black and urban communities from a biblical and street perspective. Well, from a street and biblical perspective. So vice versa. It don't matter. But hit that subscribe button, shameless plugs.
Yeah, you are now tuned in to the Scoring Black Man podcast live today. Why are Black women and men traditional roles switched here in America being extinct? And also go over to Let's Talk Knowledge of Wisdom Radio podcast, like, share, subscribe to that brother's channel. And you can also come in and join me at Fire Talk Radio podcast, like, share, and subscribe there also.
So going to our next question, do you guys feel like gender roles have truly switched? Is there such thing as gender equality or inequality? Start you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Please enlighten us.
okay, so I'm gonna keep it as real as possible.
Go ahead.
Raw.
Yeah. So a lot of men have become a little feminine. Thank you.
Ooh.
And a
That's
lot
tough.
of women becoming a little dominant.
Masculine,
Yeah,
feminine switch, yeah.
but you know what? It takes an effort to tame that dominant female.
Mhm.
If you're an alpha male, bet you could tame her.
Mhm.
But a lot of men isn't out nowadays. Like I'm telling you,
Mhm.
not alphas nowadays. A lot of females. I like. Ugh.
So you feel like why is that? Why is it the case? Why are men becoming more feminine, as you say?
Oh, they got.
And- Oh, that's the whole. I was
I'm nothing wrong with it, but like if you gay, be open about it. But a lot of men's term is in a bisexual role.
Well, I wanted to ask you is like, why do you feel women feel the need to be alpha? Like, where did that switch came? Because it used to be very traditional. You know, man was the dominant provider and person in the household. The woman followed the lead. Where now we're seeing in today's time, that's not the case no more in modern times.
See me,
When did the switch happen?
I feel like females when they started down backs, it feel like you know.
Which goes back to that equality that y'all wanted,
Welfare.
that women wanted.
Yeah, but me, I'm old school.
Okay.
I still like it to see a man. Like I
Okay.
love a man to bring. I like a man to bring my feminine side.
Mm-hmm.
Just because a woman is an alpha, doesn't that she like a man bring out her feminine side. See, that's where the alpha. Like, that's like a lion with lioness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry about the little topic connection here and there. What Brother Zadok said the other day. Matter of fact, it was 2 episodes ago. He said, "I know you a lot of you women don't hear this, but you need to be tamed." And it just came out again. You need to be tamed. Brothers of God. Brothers of God.
Look, man. Listen. Say no more. Say less, right? The men should not have to be dealing with look, I'm not gonna deal with a woman, man, that I got a damn tame like a damn animal, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right, that's a red flag right off the bat when a woman open her mouth and say, oh, you gotta, you should be able to tame me. Look, I'm out the door. I would have ran. I probably would have left my shoes behind when I ran so fast, man.
This is how they say it, brothers. This is how they say it. See, you don't understand me. You see, you don't understand a woman like me. See, she got to make you feel like it's your fault.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's like, no, it was her upbringing. And once again, I'm going to go into it because a lot of once again, the title is Why Are Black Women and Men, right? And men traditionally roles extinct, right? Now, the woman coming right off the bat is saying things like, talking about tame her and this, that, and the third. Like, we're not going to bash you, woman, but at the same time, we got to bring biblical, prospects into this thing because that's not your natural nature. No, where in the scripture at where the Lord said, here's the woman, tame, you got to tame her though, Adam. Watch out now. She's fierce. Watch out now. She'll chew you up. Oh no, here she comes. She's a man eater. Adam, you gotta tame her, man. Like that's not in the Bible, man. Like the woman gotta learn first and foremost, man. Like in the household, we know roles and things like that are learned in the household from the mother, right? The scriptures tell you that the aged woman in Titus, right, is to teach good things, to the younger women. Now she didn't learn that. It wasn't taught to her. Right. I don't really necessarily blame that woman for those things coming out of her mouth like that. Blame her mother before that and before that. You know what I'm saying? Like things wasn't taught. Right. Blame the man, too, in the household. The man, the father is the part of raising the family, too, and teaching his daughter also and having that eye and watching out for her and watching different things that she's saying, wearing, you know what I'm saying, and doing. So when a woman comes out and says things like this, oh, you got to tame me, shows me that her upbringing in the household was off. It was non-existent. It was non-existent. You know what I mean? So as a black man sitting up there with a woman, and if he chooses to, start dealing with her, then yes, on a biblical level, yes, he does have to tame her, but he doesn't have to tame in a sense where he got the damn whip and he got the chair and he damn hit like the lion. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like that, but taming her with knowledge, taming her with wisdom. Showing her the way according to the scriptures of how she's supposed to carry herself as a modest, and respectful woman, man. I'll mute my mic on that.
Right. Now, brother Daniel, who now, and shalom to the brother Dread for Cosmo out there, man. But brother Daniel, now she said something right before she said about the taming. She said that these niggas are feminine as fuck. And like damn, they're gay. Remember, we done did a couple episodes on double dipping Negroes or feminine Negroes. Your women, some of you niggas are letting your women put strap-ons and run in your booty hole and put dildos in your ass and goddamn making you squeal like a goddamn pig. A lot of feminine men, Daniel, who have been expound on that, my brother.
Well, I mean, we already know why there's a lot of effeminate men. We covered this, I believe it was last week, but I mean, we did in a variety of shows that we've already covered, is that a lot of these households are ran by single parent households, predominantly by the woman or the mother that's running the household. So the only example that a lot of these young men have are women, the feminine energy. So they're going to pick up a lot of those traits and they're going to apply it to their day-to-day life. A lot of men are not in their lives of their sons. A lot of men, unfortunately, were out just getting a quick nut, so to say. And, through promiscuity, through casual sex, just through, the lifestyles that's being promoted here in America. And I'm assume around the world that, a lot of men are getting in and out of these situations without the thought of having a long-term relationship with a lot of these women. So what is happening is, if you're having sex, you're going to eventually have a child, and the child is being neglected by the father in the masculine energy, where he's supposed to derive that energy and that example from. So once you have that, you have a generation of baby boys at this point that's going to be very effeminate, whether it's in how they conduct themselves in certain situations, whether it's in their mannerisms, whether how they think and the things that they associate themselves with. So we see a lot of that happening nowadays due to, the destruction of the nuclear black family. And she also said something about an alpha woman. Now we know you can't have two alphas in the household.
Absolutely.
We know this to be a fact. Now that doesn't mean that, a woman has to be subservient. She doesn't have to be trodden down upon or physically, mentally, or verbally abused. That's not what I'm saying. But we know that there can't be two bosses in the house. There's not two bosses at your job place. There's no two bosses, anywhere, because there's going to always be a conflict of interest. There's going to be a conflict of ideas. Somebody has to take a step back and be the underboss or the co-boss, or, what I'm saying, somebody that plays the supporting role. And with that, let me get Ecclesiasticus chapter 36 and verse 24. It says, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. So in the family structure of the so-called black man and woman, our women are supposed to be our pillar of rest and our support system. They're supposed to give us advice and information on things that we might not be knowledgeable about or might not see. But at the same time, it still doesn't usurp the whole role of the man being the head of the household.
Now,
good
what
point.
You said something earlier. So what's going on? It's a bad case of quick nuts and post nut clarity, so to speak. They're busting quick nuts, but that quick nut is done.
Mm-hmm.
They're done with each other. And then it starts, and then so there's no man in the household to do this and do that right there. So the Professor Lovely Lady says it has a lot to do with the upbringing. My father was not playing that women are paying. I know that's damn right. I won't be playing either.
Right.
I was a man.
Yeah, Professor Lovely Lady be hitting the target every week with these comments.
Right. And this is why the women be hating them so much, because they don't like. See, one thing about men, and it's just on every play. It don't matter if it's Israelites, it don't matter if it's unawakened Israelites, it don't matter who they. Women do not like accountability, man, and they take responsibility. Man, we can take it on the chin. You talk about a man every day. We can get on the men every episode. Last episode, the motherfucker did some shit, man. We were watching like, damn, that motherfucker jumped up fast in the first 25 because we're talking about men. You talk about women, they don't want to hear that shit. They'll stop subscribing. They'll stop watching everything. Brother Doc, Brother the Doc told him, hey, I'm going to bring the spirit out you. Hell, we ain't seen them sisters since. Shout out to them sisters. Shout out to them, man. They doing it, but they don't want to. See, one thing about the scoring back in the pocket, I want to tell you. We know that all of us come from IUIC, me, Brother Doc, Brother Huda. It's easy for us, and we're not saying that we're not going to do it or we oppose the people that do this. It's easy for us to do breakdowns on the 7 heads and the 10 heads and the 7 horns. What's a manser? What's not a manser? Who's an Israelite? Who ain't an Israelite? Canadians, blah, blah, blah. Addressing serious issues with the black and urban communities from a street and biblical perspective. What that does, that makes you put a mirror right in front of your motherfucking face. It ain't all about history. It's about putting a mirror right in your face. So this is why we don't get the support in the views like we do, because once that mirror go in your face, see, that makes you, then when you bring the biblical scriptures out, because now you got something to bring them out for, to construct yourself, like the Bible says the Bible is supposed to do, to make you change yourself. It's all right to go over the history. We're going to bring the history out while we bring out what's going on right now. So we understand and we love, and so that's why we support and we love sisters like Professor Lovely Lady, or sisters like Weezy One Love, and Sister Mika. We got a couple here and there that fall in
Gone.
and fall out, but those sisters are consistent. I watch those sisters are consistent because they understand. They can take that knock on the chin just like the man can take the knock on the chin. But that's another story for another damn day. Let's continue on with the show. Hold on, let me get the video back up.
You know,
But the man got to keep they got to come correct.
Yeah. What's her name? She said, if you could teach me how to lead. She was like, if you can't.
Do you guys feel like gender role alpha? Like, where did that switch came?
Me.
When did the switch happen? Okay.
I still like it where I admit just because a woman is an alpha don't mean that she don't like for a man. Her feminine side, see, that's where that alpha tame her. That's like a lion with a lioness. You know.
But the man got to keep they got to come correct.
Connection shit here. I got the high
She
connection
said, you
shit.
can teach me how to lead. She was like, if you can show me, what is she? You know exactly who I'm talking about. She played on the movie. Jill Scott. Yeah.
Can't teach me how to lead.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to follow you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's real.
That's real. Yeah.
That's real because spiritually, if you cannot teach me how to lead, financially, it just like be that role to where like, hey, my daddy could look at you and be like, yeah, I could give my daughter up to him. You know, stuff like that. Like, for example, if I stop on the side of the road and my car be fixed and I have to call my daddy, we cannot continue. Like, that's where men is becoming more sensitive than women. Like, it's to the point they like argue more. I mean, I don't have now. Yeah, I just feel like it's really maybe.
Why do you?
I'm sorry about the shitty connection, but let me address something she said. She said that her daddy should be able to give her over to a man, and that's biblical. Now, what the women don't understand, a lot of them don't understand, the father is giving you over to a man because that man supposed to take up that father duties. That means you're supposed to treat that man just as you would treat your father. You're supposed to have respect for that man, just you have respect for your father, because when he hands you over to a man, he becomes your head. Now he becomes your father. Daddy. You don't want to say daddy when he put dick in you, but remember, respect him as daddy. You see what I'm saying? Because he's supposed to come when your father hands you over to him, he's supposed to take care of you, protect you, provide for you. And you're supposed to listen to him as you would listen to your father. You're supposed to let him guide you as you would let your father guide you throughout life. But now, no, nigga, I know more than you. No, nigga, the white man got his satellites in my goddamn head. No. And the man, he's not growing up with a father in the household because all that he knows is the mother teacher. And what the school teacher teach him. That was a good point. That's why I had to pause right there, because the husband supposed to become the new father. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, you're right. The husband is supposed to become the new father. He's pushed, and the woman's supposed to have the same respect as she has for her father as now for her husband. If not even more, man. But you know, that role, like I said, here in America, this westernized mindset, these satellites set up in their head, you know what I mean? And this all comes from I know everybody has read, if not, what a shame, but the Willie Lynch letter that gives a vivid and straight to the point breakdown of how, you know, we got here today, how the woman has gotten what's in her head today and how it happened exactly. I'm gonna read really quick, right? And this is just the breaking process of the so-called African-American woman. And it says you take the female and you run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to the desires willingly, right? That has been done. We see that throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s. This has been done, right? It says, because she is the most important factor of good economics. She's an important factor of good economics here in America, right? It says, take care to not kill her. In doing so, you spoil good economics, right? You're going to spoil that thing. It said, when in complete submission, she will train her offsprings, her daughters, right? Her sons, in the early years to submit, right? Understanding, it says, is the best thing. They make sure that that black woman has understanding of where your economics is going to come from, where your money's coming from, where the goodies is coming from, right? So therefore, she's going to disrespect you, black man, right? And uplift her oppressor, because he's the one giving her all the amenities, right? And now let's go to the black man. The role reversal, you're not getting away from this black man either, man. Now you have become effeminate, right? You have become effeminate. That's what the woman said in the video, right? Didn't she just say that in the video? She said, y'all niggas is gay. She said it, but then she turned around and said something off, talking about ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, see, that's the problem. So, yes, it is something wrong with that. But listen, y'all got to look at what, read in between the lines what she's saying. Well, you know, she threw in there, she said, I don't see nothing wrong with that. See, she don't mind you being effeminate so she can take you over, so she can usurp her authority over you, Negro. But you sit there and let it happen, because I watched a short earlier and I had a copy. I should send it over to you shortly, which I will. They did a thing called role reversal, and the women come and pick the man up and open the door for him and give him the flowers and kiss him on the cheek and go out to dinner and pay for the, you know. But by him allowing that, you are usurping or letting her or usurp authority over you. Right now, people might say that's just a kind gesture. She really loves her man. No, y'all got to understand the mind bending effect that this takes with the black man, that the black woman tries to do over. You know, it's mind control. It's psychological. And I'll go into that real quick here. It's talking about, in the Willie Lynch letter, it's talking about woman's psychological dependency, right? Now, that psychological dependency was what? That man being over her, guiding her in the right direction, teaching her commandments, teaching her right etiquette and all of these things of how she's supposed to carry herself and take care of her children. But that has been removed. That male ego has been removed. It's called emasculation. It deprived that black man of strength, his spirit, his procreative power, his pride, his empowerment. Those are all the black woman's psychological that's what she's dependent upon from the black man. When you strip that away, he's nothing. He's diminished to an effeminate spirit now. Now she's taking rule over him, which then takes rule over the household. And now he has become emasculate, weak in spirit. He comes home from work. Oh, I ain't dealing with the kids. I ain't dealing with that. I'm just, he ain't dealing with nothing. And now she's taking over. Now she's stressed. The scriptures even speak of that. If a man sit there and let a woman do all these things, now she's going to be very, I forgot, Don, y'all probably know where, Brother Don Yehuda probably know where I'm going with it. As far as now that woman is becoming very bitter. She's now becoming bitter. Now she's going to disrespect you. She's going to lower, there's a thing called,
let me tell you how she's going to do it, brother. She's going to put on a strap on and get her best friend, and they're going to run a choo-choo train on you.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, you right. That's a nasty-minded Negroes, man. That, you know what I mean? Yeah, that are very given over into their vile affections. They would like that. But for the most part, an average black man that's trying to do his best in his family and take care of his household has now just become emasculate due to the things set up here in America with a westernized mindset. Now, what she does to help emasculate him, there's a few things that she does. Here's one. She will withhold her respect or her kindness to motivate him to do better. I said it again. She will withhold her respect or her kindness to motivate him to do better. Here's another thing. She'll ask him for help. Then she'll tell him he's doing it wrong. That's another part of the emasculating that man. Mm-hmm. Here's another one. She compares him to her exes. That happens a lot in a lot of relationships within a regular, if they just dating or in a marriage, right? Also, another one, she will offer unsolicited advice. She'll offer him unsolicited advice, right? Or criticize how he spends his time doing things of this, that, and the third, all while he's trying. Now, a lot of our black men, we know growing up in the household, our fathers didn't teach us these things, but there's a lot of good black men out there that really want to raise their family. They really want to get married, but it's hard to find that woman because, like she said in her video, she just said in the beginning that she is an alpha. She's an alpha female or whatever. And already kind of emasculating that man sitting there. A lot of y'all feminine and gay and this, that, and the third. And y'all should be able to tame me because I'm letting you know right now, when I get into this relationship, I'm going to chew you up. I'm a help the oppressor emasculate you. That's what she's saying. So you got to pay attention to what these women are saying. Once again, not beating up on women, but men mainly. I'm beating up on the men for y'all allowing this. You're allowing the authority to a woman to usurp her authority over you. She has a place. She has a role. Traditionally, it has gotten out of line due to economics here in America.
Right. Let me continue to bust the head open to the white meat for these men, right? Because what she's saying is profound, and it flies over a lot of these young boys' heads because they never had a father figure to really give them the game on why a woman would take this stance or do the things they do. You know, the scriptures tell you in Proverbs 31:3, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. So what we're seeing is that men have given their strength. What do I mean by their strength? Their responsibility. The things that are tied to the gender role of a man, we have freely given over to the women. We spoke on this before. Yes.
Their power.
Yeah, their power. But, you know, I want to speak in the lamest term for people that listen, because, you know, a lot of our people don't know what the hell power is. You understand what I'm saying? They equate everything to money, like money is power. But when that damn dollar collapse, they're going to be powerless out here, jacked up. You understand what I'm saying?
What the dollar going to do for them? What some paper is going to paper? What is that going to do for you when that dollar hit? Well, you better
listen, we might as well make toilet tissue value, because remember when COVID hit, toilet tissue was more valuable than the dollar. That thing ran off the shelves quicker than the meat, quicker than Similac, quicker than everything else. So you know what I'm saying? That money come and go, and I think they're going to touch on that. I think she touched on that as far as money. You know what I'm saying? She spoke on that. And a lot of young people equate power, prestige, and all of these things to money, to fiat currency that has no value whatsoever to it. But see, we give our responsibility over to these women, which is being a man, being a provider, being a protector, you know what I'm saying? Being the breadwinner, being a guide to problems, because she spoke on teaching her, a man should be able to teach her how to lead. A man is supposed to be able to show his household the things that is beneficial for them or how to grow, because it's our purpose to not just benefit ourselves, but to benefit our children to where they grow up to be better than us, not worse off than us or equal to us, but, you know, in all hopes and aspirations, they're supposed to grow to be better than us. But we'll give our ways over to things that will destroy us. Like you were saying earlier, a lot of these women have learned some of the ways or all the ways of men and then use that against you, which goes right to the scripture that you was looking for earlier, Brother Sadak, which is in Ciroc, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25 and 22.
Bring that
up. Woman, if she maintains her husband. So if a woman, which most women are doing today, because we see men living where? In a woman's apartment or house. It's not his. His name is not on it. He didn't put no finances towards it, but he's living there with his feet kicked up, feet stanking, socks crusty, thinking this is his crib. You understand what I'm saying? He's driving her car. He hasn't made not one car payment on it. He went down at the dealership with this woman. He didn't help put no money down on it, but he's driving it and beating it up, hitting every pothole in the street. You understand what I'm saying? He's spending her money. She's going to work day in and day out, and he's all in her bank account, all in her pockets, trying to get a bag of weed to smoke or a bottle to drink on or a video game to play.
Bring that out.
So, you know, it says a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. So this is what we're seeing, because from those two scriptures, that gives you a clear vision that men have given over their power as a man to women, comfortably did this, and don't think there's anything wrong with it. And now women, in their choice of wanting to be free or be equal to men or wanting to have that certain life of liberty, now is experiencing what it is to take care of a grown baby boy, and now they're mad and they're pushing back.
Right. Damn, man, brother brought it out.
Man, he ain't nothing but a messy Marvin, man. That's all he is, but a messy Marvin. No point. You know I know. What scripture is that, man? I'm in Ecclesiastes 26 chapter, but it might be in the 25th.
Which one you looking for?
A virtuous woman, a feminine, fit, and friendly woman extends her husband's life, man. It's either 25th or 26th.
Hold on.
It might be the 25th or 26th chapter. But until then, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this video. Man, this is a good show. Y'all stay tuned.
You feel like, and we can't, because we know that there are men out there who can be feminine at times. Why are these women attracting those guys? Why are they always getting caught up with the same dude? Because like them real ones are out there, them alphas are out there, them guys who can take lead are out there. Why are they always going after the same guy?
Because there's a lot of alpha males out there.
There's a lot of good men out there.
It's a lot of y'all that get caught up in the knuckleheads.
So you depend on the woman. Like I feel it's like once her mindset changed, she began to love herself and she figured out what she wanted. She set those standards, it wouldn't be that problem.
She has to know her own identity.
Exactly.
And
like, if you don't know yourself, how could you sit up there? You can't ready for the next person. You're gonna continue to make patterns. Eventually, that generational curse got to get broken. And maybe it came from she didn't have a daddy to love her. Some women don't have their fathers around, and it becomes to where they start looking for love in the wrong ways. They really don't know how to love themselves.
Yeah. And not only that, it could be broken, like you said, broken household, not having the father, not having.
That's one subject I want to touch on. These women are, a lot of times the women, they're looking for a father in the sense of, remember, now I just said you should be looking at your man like your father is as far wise as, to take care of you, guide you through things. But it seems like they looking for a father, somebody to spoil them and like a goddamn Santa Claus or some shit. Like, man, that is not a man, baby. That is not a husband trying to sit here and just buy you everything you damn want. Not everything you need, but everything you want. Everything you want just because you want it right then. He's not like your father, like, that father don't put dick in you. He doesn't have a father. He got this type of guy that the father got to put dick in you. He's a husband. You make babies with him. His job is to protect you, provide, not just get you what you want to spoil you like a little fucking kid. And a lot of y'all look for a man to do that, and instead of to be a man and lead from have that other type of father guidance, into it. What y'all think about that point right there, man? Because she had a good point, very good point.
Entitlement, man. Entitlement set up once again, like I said, by just the amenities and the things given here in America, man. Entitlement, self-entitlement, man. I need this. You owe me this. Because I'm a woman, I got the vagina and the breastises, so I'm entitled. I got the, you give me this if you want this good and all of that. And then the brother falls into simplicity, man. He falls into simphood. And gives up, whatever he had, I want to say he devalues himself, The man devalues himself for the woman when the woman, hey, she was made for you, brother. You weren't made for the woman. The woman was made for you. That's scriptural. Anybody want to try to refute that? That's scripture, right? The woman was made for the man, right? So it's no, I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you. You owe me. You the one in the garden, man, went creeping off to the side, talking to the serpent and brought that mess back to me. You know, it's your fault. I don't owe you anything. You know, I'm not going to devalue myself for you. No, it don't work like that. That's scriptural, man. You know, if you got a problem with it, take it up with the Most High. You know, let me get Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18, I believe. All right, Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18, and it reads, right? And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an help meet for him. I will make him an help meet for him. You're going to help that man meet all the expectations, all the achievements, all the goals in life when you get married. That's what you, black woman in America, is supposed to be doing with their man. Not all of this entitlement stuff. You ain't proved yourself for what are you talking about? You run your mouth at every chance you get when you don't like something. You won't take accountability when you're being corrected on something. That's love. That man is showing you love. He wants you to get right. He wants you to be in your proper place. He does not want you out of order. He's trying to establish order pursuant to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, right? And 1 on down. There's order established, woman, right? And man, it's your place, man, to make sure that order is established. Don't fall off your square. Don't move yourself off your square, man. Stand your ground, man. Stand your ground. Don't be afraid to correct that woman if she's out of order, man. But you have to do it in meekness. Do it in with grace. You know, season that thing up. You know, don't be a lion in a household. You know, and these are things that the men have to learn, or for that woman in order for her to follow you correctly. She's not going to follow. The woman up here says she wants a man that a lot of women want a man to take charge. They want you to lead. They want you to be over them. But if you acting like a damn simp and a effeminate homosexual type spirit, she's not going to follow that because you're matching her energy, brother. You're matching her energy on an effeminate level, man, on a female level, man, and she's not dealing with that. You see how females get together and they argue and pull each other weaves out and all that. She gonna do that to you, brother. She gonna pull your damn dreads out, brother. She gonna pull your twist out. She gonna smack you in the face, and she gonna treat you like a woman, brother. So it's up to you to stand your ground, be the king, like 1 Kings chapter 2 said, go that way and show thyself a man. Take the charge, man. Stop being effeminate, giving all, oh yeah, go ahead. You can have it then. You know, I mean, I just want peace in the house. Man, look, man. It ain't going down like that. You know, so the men are held accountable just as well as the women. We got to work together. We came over here together. We gonna leave together. We have to work together. We can't bash one another, man, and just roll over the female. Yes, these females are out of control due to the entitlement that they have been given here. Is it their fault? Yeah. Is it the man's fault? Yeah. We all at fault together. That's why this Bible is the glue. This Bible is the instruction manual to fix all of this BS going on in the black and brown communities when it comes to relationships, especially marriage, right? Go ahead.
Right. You know, the sister right here she's saying a lot of heavy things, and I think that goes across the board with the mindset of a lot of our young sisters and even our older sisters in today's age with what's going on, the paradigm of, you know, the separation within the house between man and woman, and who has to really bear the burden of responsibility from raising the kids to making the economics work, you know, making meat stretch from week in to week out, check to check, and so forth. So a lot of these women do want a man that is going to take control, because let's be honest, us as men know that it's a very burdensome job to try to take care of the household, go in and out of the work field, deal with these different emotions, these different people that's, against you in a lot of cases because they hold you back. In a lot of the workplaces, you may be qualified for a lot of positions. They hold you back from somebody they may know or due to the color of your skin or whatever the case may be. And our women are experiencing it now. You understand what I'm saying? Though they are successful in their business acumen, I heard 19 Keys say, when you're dealing in business and career, that's a battlefield. Our sisters are not built to be on the battlefield. When you go back in antiquity within the scriptures, our women did not go to war. We were the protectors. We were the warriors. We were the ones that bear the burden of all the hardships that came along with having to go against the opposition, fight against the adversary, have to use logistics and planning and so forth. So our women didn't really have to shoulder all of these things. And so now in today's time, like the scripture said in Jeremiah 31:22, it says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. So we see that now. And we see that because, like we mentioned earlier, men are giving over their responsibility and their role as men over to the women, and they are casually and comfortably assuming the role of the woman, being the caretakers at the home, being the one that's making the dinner, being the one that's not working, being the one that's cleaning the house. And there's nothing wrong with that. But Negro, you got to tie up your boots, go out into the work field if you don't have your own business, and you got to be the provider. The woman's whole thing is to be a helpmeet and a comforter to you. Why? Because you're the one that's supposed to be the one that's bearing the burden. You're built for that. You're built for that mentally and physically to carry that that level of burden in this world. And then you're giving it off to your woman and then expect her to be like also loving and caring about you. It's just not going to work out.
Facts, brother. Facts.
Exactly.
Hey, can I get I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Can I get one more precept, man? In Ciroc, I'm gonna get Ciroc chapter 26 and Ciroc chapter 26 and verse 13 real quick. It says the grace of a wife. That's what I wanted to get across first in the Bible, man. We dealing with women. We talking about women's roles and things like that. The woman got to start calling herself all these other names out here that she giving her label, alpha this, and I'm the this, and I'm the queen this, and that ain't in the Bible, man. You are a wife, right? Diva and queen bee and all of this stuff here, man.
Nothing.
Them titles mean nothing, man. Ain't no action behind none of that, man. Right? So watch it. Yeah, all of that garbage, man. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Spirits come behind that name, man. Spirits come behind them names, man. So watch this. Ciroc chapter 26 and verse 13, it says, the grace of a wife. That's what your woman's supposed to aspire to be, a wife. You're not supposed to aspire to be an alpha female and all of this and queen and it says a grace of a wife delighteth her husband. See, so you're the wife. He is, if you went with that man, laying down with that man, he is your husband. Treat him as such, respect him as such, regard him as such, right? And her discretion will fatten his bones. Her what? Her discretion, to be discreet, not loudmouth, not talking about you an alpha female and tame me and all of that garbage, man. It says your discretion will fatten his bones. So if he's out of order and getting mad and angry, he's supposed to be, because your discretion is not fattening his bones. You're not making him lively. You're not making him feel. You're actually making him bitter. You're lowering his self-esteem, his male ego. Because like I said earlier in the last episode, I think we were talking about male egos. We're talking about egos. There's nothing wrong with an ego. There's a positive and a negative part of ego. And that's unfortunate that the black man hones in on the negative part of his ego, right? So it says a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. She is a gift of the Lord. And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. See that? So that goes into the woman. There's nothing more worth than the woman having a mind well instructed. So black man, guess what? You have a job to do to instruct that mind of that woman very well. So it falls on both of us. It falls on both of us. We have there's a great job that we both, as the black man and woman here in America, that we have to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep, right on point with that.
All right, so I'm gonna get into the rest of this video.
Having both parents, social media,
Yeah.
the music, who we looking up to,
Yeah.
and as our males, our females, you know, it all plays a part. We all have to take it in consideration for why, you know, our minds are so broken.
Exactly.
Man.
And you
Hey, can you brothers hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, just making
Yeah,
sure the whole
yeah,
people
yeah,
listening.
man. I don't know what the hell going on with this reception. Hold on one second.
Hey, while you getting that together, the brother just said something that was profound too. He was just highlighting some of the things that play into why we're looking at the role reversal. Now he said, you know, some of the factors not having both parents in the household, media, the things we listen to, and the people that we may look up to. Now we know that in 1 Corinthians 15:33, it tells you that evil communication corrupt good manners. So the whole paradigm of what they are pushing on the youth within the black community. Now, don't get me wrong, this is across the board with all ethnicities, but we know that the assault is primarily focused on the black community, the so-called black community, and that they put these images, this music, these shows, you know what I'm saying, these type of conversations and imagery across to the youth and even to our elders and middle-aged people that's corrupting the morals, the ideals, and the foundation within the household. This is why we're seeing a lot of these things that's taking place right now. I mean, we already touched on it, you know, with children growing up in a broken household. We know that the alphabet boys, we don't have to say the name. If you don't know the history, go back and look into it. You know, they put certain things into play to destroy the household: drugs, guns, jail, you know, the welfare system, Planned Parenthood, and so forth. So we have a slew of things going on from that arena, let alone what's going on within the household as far as us identifying with what are our roles, because most of us grew up in the big mama atmosphere of a household, either because our fathers were at work all day bringing in the bread and butter, or they were gone due to one of the utensils or tools that was created by the oppressor that kept them out of the household. Now, yes, they can make an educated decision to either partake or not. But the reality of the matter is a lot of our children are growing up in a single parent household, listening to debauchery and music and shows and imagery, and they're growing up into being demons or immoral people who don't have any responsibility or accountability. So we have to really look at these things, because a lot of these things may seem like they're innocent and might not really be shaping or molding the psyche of our youth, but they are. And we have to really cut that out. It's just like, you know, when you're eating certain things and it's making your health bad, you got to cut it out. So we got to cut a lot of these things out in order for us to start turning the tide of what's going on within the so-called black community.
Minds are so broken.
Exactly.
Man.
And you know, I wasn't born in a two-parent household. I was actually raised by my grandmother. So it's like I kind of understand. I used to kind of want to be that girl. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be raw, you know. But once I started, you know me. But once I started figuring myself out, like I started becoming more in love and in tune with myself, I started understanding myself. I do things with intention now. If I'm getting in a tub, I do it I bathe with intention. If I'm doing, you know, just something, just, you know, I do it with intention because I love me. So guess what? Now I'm attracting whatever I'm giving out.
Right.
So you just gotta figure yourself out learn how to break those generational curses and just go for it. Become your best version.
Definitely.
Shay.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Could you read the question again?
Do you feel gender roles have truly switched? Is there gender inequality or equality? Is it real?
I personally feel like gender roles, I'm not gonna say it has switched. I think that it's kind of the same. I just think that men are more comfortable with acting the way that they've always wanted to act. I don't feel like necessarily men are sensitive. I just feel like it's just something that was looked down upon in the past that they've always had to be, you know, the
Yeah.
Overly strong.
yeah, overly strong. But now, the world is changing. Our generation is making things differently. So I just feel like they're kind of just acting on that.
Yeah.
I also feel like more women are having to be more dominant because men aren't really sticking around. And I don't really know who to blame. I think both people are kind of to blame for both.
Oh, go ahead, finish your statement.
I feel like both people are kind of to blame for both. It's a lot of irresponsible things going on. People staying in situations that they shouldn't be staying in. Like for instance, you have like a woman and a man, they may have like a friends with benefits type of relationship or whatever. She may get pregnant, but he doesn't want to really stick around, but she wants to keep the baby. And so it like forces her to stay up and take on that alpha role. You get what I'm saying? So, and he kind of wants to just do his own thing. Now I don't know who to blame in that situation because
Right.
both people knew what they were doing when they were laying down. So I just feel like it's a lot of irresponsible things like that going on, which is why women are having to like stick up.
So let me propose a question. So when the woman, because this happens a lot of times right now, I know a lot of guys personally. When a woman just drops the baby off or drops the child off to the man, hey, I'm going to the store, or I need you to watch it for a day, and it never comes back, and the father has a child, or the father has a child regardless. Is that an excuse to take on a feminine role? Is that an excuse, my brothers?
No. If they're in a household and she goes to the store and leaves him there, his children there with him, how is he taking on an effeminate? Those are his children. I mean, a man. I mean, you want to protect your children.
Well, no, my question, because she said, she was trying to make a point of, a man and a woman getting together. They might be in it for the benefits of both parts. The woman get, she gets pregnant, but they don't want to be together, and so the woman uses her single motherness as an excuse to take on a masculine role. So what I'm asking, what about the single fathers? Is that an excuse to take on a feminine role? Can we use that?
Yeah, no. Oh no. There's no excuse to take on. No. For one
role because I'm a single father.
Yeah, no. That's an excuse. That's an excuse for a lack of just accountability and wanting to really take on the role of a man. It all rolls back to accountability. There's no excuse, And the scripture, like the scripture say, a sinful man findeth an excuse, man. He wants to, he wants to stay in sin. He wants to be, and that's confusion from the beginning anyway, laying down with the woman, but I really don't want to be. We don't want to be together, but we don't have children together. You're doing everything a married couple's supposed to do. You're in the household, paying rent, paying bills, having sex in the same bed, this, that, and the third, but don't want to be married. Don't want the accountability. The scripture saying Hebrews 13:4, right? Marriage is honorable. Marriage is honorable, right? But whoremongers, right? Whoremongers and adulterers will be judged. It said the bed undefiled. So it's confusion right off the bat. That's why problems are within our community. Nobody wants to follow the scriptures. Nobody wants to take the truth, for what it is, because they want to do their own thing. The more and more they lean on their own understanding, the more and more problems you're going to have in our communities. It is what it is. The fix is the Bible. I'll keep saying it over and over and over again. But our people don't want to hear. They don't have ears to hear, or some of our people just don't. It's just not for them. They're meant for destruction. They're meant to be made examples for the righteous. There's a scripture that tell us right here, man. Real quick, let me get Second Esdras real quick, 2nd Esdras chapter 9, right? It's one of my favorite scriptures to go to. 2nd Esdras chapter 9, I believe, and let's see here, verse 12. It says, or verse 13, and therefore be not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created. This world was created for the righteous. You read that in 2nd Esdras chapter 3, I believe, 2nd Peter chapter 3 and verse like 9 on down, where it tells you what the righteous, what we looking for, man. We looking for a new heaven. We looking for a new earth wherein righteousness dwells. I'm sick of this madness on this planet, man. I'm not concerned about people shooting themselves in the foot. Black people I'm talking about, you Negroes out there shooting yourself in the foot because you don't want to listen. You don't want to humble down to the scriptures. So I don't feel bad for you. Why? Because the Bible told me not to feel bad for your black ashy behind, man. It is what it is. We're going to tell you to fix. We're going to give you the fix. If you don't want to fix it, like the scripture said, if you don't want to, whether they hear it or forbear it, man, it's going to come out. And if you don't want to fix it, then go ahead somewhere in a corner and poke out your big lips. I don't care. I don't care how you're going to be punished. I don't care when, and I don't care how, because that's what the scripture said. I care about the righteous, the ones that want to listen, the ones that want to fix their community, the ones that want to get married, that want to have and raise their children. The ones that want, the women that want to reverence their husband, that want to respect their husband and respect their children, respect themselves. For you Negroes out there that don't want to do that, I don't care. I really don't.
Man,
yeah.
That's why I motherfuckers hate this show. Because it's going to make you check yourself. You know what I'm saying? It makes us check ourselves. Like, you know, I mean, man, this is the Scorn Black Man podcast, man. We attack serious issues within the black and urban communities from a street and biblical perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna, like, just like the brothers and doctors said, you want that fix? We're gonna give it a fix. We're gonna get ourselves to fix sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I know I need to fix myself. Hey, the Bible fixes it, man. Like you said, the mirror, it make you turn that mirror on yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. The first person you need to be correcting out of the scriptures is you. Not trying to correct somebody else. Correct you first, and then didn't David say that in Psalms? When you read Psalms 51, he said, man, renew a right spirit in me. Make a pure heart. Clean me up first, Most High. Clean me up first, and then I shall teach transgressors their ways. That's the only way. Fix you first and then start teaching your people and letting them know what's going on. But you got to first hold yourself accountable, then make other people hold themselves accountable. Mute my mic.
Hey, if I could play devil's advocate, I want to say that just listening to what the sister was saying is that women are forced to personify both the feminine and masculine energy when there's no man in the household. And we know that's virtually impossible because you being a woman cannot 100% relate to the masculine, and a man cannot 100% relate to the feminine, though we do have both of those qualities amongst us. What makes us man or woman is that, you know, we have an overabundance of either masculine or feminine energy and hormones within us that makes us who we are. But when the man is absent out of the house, women have to do their very best in order to try to raise those children that are within the house. A lot of them make many mistakes. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of them are unable to facilitate, especially for young boys, what is needed for a young boy to grow up to be a man. But when you read like in 1 Peter 3:7, it says, likewise, ye husbands, or you baby fathers, dwell with them according to knowledge. So we got to dwell with them according to this knowledge. Like Sadak said, this Bible, these scriptures, this thing that was written aforetime for our learning is here to instruct us on how to be men and women and how to conduct ourselves within our house, our community, our nation. So that way we may be prosperous in all endeavors. And it says, giving honor unto the wife or to your child's mother as unto the weaker vessel. So it's telling you that she's a weaker vessel. Does this mean that she can't accomplish the things she set out to do? No. But what it's saying is that she's not built to take on the burdens of everything. She's not built to be a man within that household. She's not built to be the breadwinner and the nurturer and comforter at the same time. But women do it because they're forced into those positions to do it, because no good Negroes want to just bust a nut and keep it moving. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the problem. That's one of the many problems that's going on. And it said, as being heirs together, as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So we have to be heirs together. Just like the brother said, marriage is honorable in all things. The scriptures also tell you that man and woman becomes one flesh, and they become one twain. There's never going to be a separation between man and woman, because we have both our roles to facilitate. We both got duties, and we both got jobs we have to do within this union that we call either a marriage or a relationship. So when one is out of the picture, it's already a dysfunctional destruction waiting to happen.
Exactly.
Fire talk. Fire talk.
Man, y'all hit that subscribe. Get back to this video. Right.
Up and do what the man is technically supposed to do.
Right. You can definitely look at both sides can be improved. We can definitely put blame on women and men.
Exactly.
We can both be better. I will say, as far as the why men are acting the way that they're acting now, I think it goes back to something that women wanted, which is that freedom. They wanted that liberation. They wanted that freedom. So it's like men are like, okay, we see a lot of women out here, what they call them 304 or whatever, running the streets now. Okay, these are the type of guys that they want. This is the type of lifestyle that they want. They want that freedom. They don't want to be held down no more. Okay, so you know what? I'm not going to take you seriously no more. I'm just going to hit it and quit it. Or once I get what I want out the relationship, I'm out. Yeah, we can hang out. Yeah, but am I gonna marry you? Nah. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, there's pros and cons to like having that freedom and that, because women have fought so much, rightfully so, for that equality. I just feel like there's also some bad aspects to it in a sense, because like now men are like, oh dang, like that's how they're acting. All right, bet. Like this is how I'm gonna act in as a response. You see what I'm saying?
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Okay.
I feel like women, a lot of women don't have that option. A lot of men was never going to step up and do that kind of thing anyway.
Here, let me.
The intention was never there.
Exactly. So I don't feel like it's a response mechanism. Like, okay, well, since you want to be out here doing you and doing all running the streets and all that, I'm not going to do this. I feel like a lot of the times they were never going to do that anyway, which forces the woman to step up and do it.
Were they really given a chance to though? Do you think?
I don't know. That's why I believe both people are to blame.
Both at fault. Yeah.
It's both because there's things that women do that forces men to do that, but also the things that a lot of men are lacking forces women to do what they're doing. You know what I mean? So like a lot of you can't, in a relationship, somebody has to be dominant and take care of business. But if you have a man that's not doing what he's supposed to do, I mean, you have no choice.
Yeah. And also,
my bad, that was me kept pausing it because I want to stop so bad. Because now, baby, I ain't gonna let you tap the ass around that shit right there. I let you do that right there. But he said the liberation. The liberation. You want it? You taking that bribes. I keep talking about you taking the bribes. You're taking the bribes. You wanted that liberation so bad, baby, because you want. I got it right here. As he was talking, she was talking right now. They wanted to be whores. Hookup culture right now. Like he's talking about hookup culture. You took that liberation, and the liberation doesn't mean I want to fucking suck who I want to fucking suck when I want to fucking suck them. That's how you want to do it. Let's be real, man. Stop playing around with it. Be real. That's the liberation. That's why I said all that free spirit and shit. That just means I'm a whore. I want to fuck, suck, man, woman, dog, animal, cat, child, whatever. They don't give a goddamn.
Hey man, brothers got that they got that 1960 Woodstock spirit, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Love is love. Just want to be popping everybody. You know what I mean? No, that's causing problems in the community. You can't do that, man. You know, she sit up there talk about she's right about no accountability on both ends. You're right, but I mean, all of this free love, free spirited, do what I want stuff, man, is destroying our people, and it's destroying the children. There's children coming out of this thing.
Right. But who does that fall on? Because she said that she believes that most men are facilitating something that they always wanted to do, which was pretty much just hit and move, right? Wouldn't that fall on the woman to prove him as a worthy candidate to lay in bed with, to have a child with, to spend her life with, unless her mindset was on the same thing? You know, the scriptures in Ciroc 6 and 7 said to prove a friend and don't be hasty to credit a person. You know what I'm saying? So you're not proving this person. You're not seeing if this Negro wanna, when times get hard, he's gonna be there, because it tells you in the next scripture, for some man is a friend for his own occasion, which is, like she said, trying to bust a nut. You know what I'm saying? And will not abide in the day of thy trouble. Meaning when that child come or the finances get jacked up or whatever, he ain't there to help your black ass. Excuse my language.
Track star, he running.
He's a runner. He's a track star. You know what I'm saying? So who does it fall on? It falls on her to really put in the work, the time, and the patience. Because I always tell women when I talk to them, never give up your flower to no nigga when you talking to him, when you dating, because once you have sex, that blurs everything goes out the window at that time. Everything that might have been a red flag, if he got a good sex game, goes out the window, because now you're blinded by what he got in the shoe size. You understand what I'm saying? So you might as well just leave that alone. That's the prize that he or she is supposed to get at the end, once one another has proven themselves to one another.
Right. Exactly.
Like you said, Buddy called him. Like Buddy said, "No, come on now." You know what I'm saying? So you wanted that liberation. See, you like the man that wanted relationship. No, you wanted the liberation, which means you want to be free spirited, which means you want everybody. See, I break it all the way down. All that shit all the way down to the layman's term. Liberation, free spirited, want to be a whore.
Hey, can I get I gotta get a precept on that, what you just said, man. You know it. Hey, I'm gonna go back to Ciroc. We'll go back to Ciroc, chapter 26, right? Start at verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. You just said it. That's how she abuses herself, through much liberty. Black woman, or the woman in general, man, you abuse yourself through your much liberty. You want to be free. You want to do that. You want to do that. Well, guess what, sister? You abusing yourself. Watch the next verse. I'm going to show you how you abusing yourself. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he had found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every, you see that? Watch this. By every hedge will she sit down. What's that mean? By every hedge will she sit down. She with multiple brothers, man. Everyone she sit down got a baby. She got multiple baby daddies. She sit down by every hedge, right? That's talking about the man. Watch this. And open her quiver. And she opened her quiver against every arrow. That's talking about your vagina, and you open it up to every penis. That's the problem, sister. This is the problem with these young sisters in our community. It's no longer, it used to be the older women, right? They didn't settle down now. Now they got grandkids, this, that, and the third, but now your daughters. That's why I say keep an imputed eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Don't marvel if she trespass against thee.
Correct. Hey, that's right. Let me precept with that, man. Let me jump in on this beat down right now.
Come on now.
Because CP just said it's called a thirst trap, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at Ciroc 26 and verse 23, it say a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So, sister, You being Horus in your mindset and your ways, you just got a whoremonger. He just wanted to come in, dog you on out and get the moving and lead them fleas there. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't want to put in no time, no effort, no work with your black behind. He just wanted a piece of the nappy dugout and he got the moving.
Right.
And it said, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. So they're not godly in mindset. This is why you have men that's not putting in the time. Like she said, I think men just want to, get some and then leave. Yes, they do, because that's exactly what you want to do. That's exactly what you want to do. If the shoe was on the other foot, and if a nigga could have a baby, you'd have got him impregnated and you would have dipped off just like he did you.
Exactly. That's that much liberty right there. You wanted that liberty. You wanted that liberty. So you laid there, you sat down beside every hedge, you opened up your quiver to every arrow. Right? The brother said we call that a thirst trap. Guess what, brother? Thirst traps was in the Bible first, man. Thirsty women was in the Bible first. Thirsty men and women is in the Bible first. That's where we get it from. Life is just extending itself, man, through the scriptures, man. It's just playing itself out. There ain't nothing new under the sun, brother. There ain't nothing new under the sun.
Hey, man. Well, the brothers on the block, they can listen to that verse right there. You know, that's one of my favorite ones, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thirst trap verse. That's the thirst trap verse, man. Man, listen, listen, man.
Right.
She walks, man. She's drinking of every fountain. She's sucking all the dicks.
Right. Every fountain, drinking of it.
Man, I ain't gonna get graphic. You know I was
No. Yeah, hey, but what you're saying though, even though with the graphics in there, look, also we got to read it between the lines too. When it say she drink of every fountain, listen, that man sitting down spitting that game, right? She drinking it up. He's spitting out, oh, man, I'm going to take care of you. You know, this, that, and the third. Yeah, I'll buy you this. I take you there, do that. That fountain, she drinking that philosophy. She drinking them doctrines up, man.
The water is knowledge. Water is knowledge.
Water is knowledge, man. She drinking up whatever that brother so-called knowledge he's spewing out. She's drinking it. Same thing Eve did in the garden. That's why I said, sister, it's your fault. It's your fault.
And you know what's so monumental about that, right, is because Hosea 4:6 coming to mind as y'all brothers is talking about it, because like you said, she's drinking up all the game. She falling for every Negro that's coming spitting game. Oh, baby, you look good. Oh, baby this, baby that, right? But she could safeguard herself if she has some form of knowledge or some foundation to compare what he's saying to what she know. But because there's nobody in the household that raised that young sister or that young brother up in the knowledge and wisdom of the Most High, they falling for everything moving. You know, the scriptures say not to fall for every wind of doctrine to and fro, but this is what's happening to our sisters out here. They're falling for every doctrine, every Negro, every pimp player and the elk that come with every strange doctrine to and fro. And then they find themselves in situations where they have to be the man and the woman in the household, or the man and a woman taking care of a grown baby boy in the household. Man, when do it stop, man? When the madness stop?
Right, because she got a daddy complex. When you rewind it back, it's a daddy complex. She misses her daddy. Her daddy didn't teach her nothing. That Negro was in the household, didn't teach her nothing because he was out being a rolling stone. He was out being a damn rolling stone, man. So he didn't have time to teach his daughter because he's too busy arguing with his wife or the woman he laid up with.
You're right.
Didn't say, you know what I'm saying? This was that boy, Brother Corey right there. This the thirst trap, Brother Corey. Didn't say she sitteth at every hedge. She lies at every hedge. You know what I'm saying? With her quiver for every arrow. It just don't mean that that every nigga, man, she in all the club spots. Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, CP can tell you she in every bar.
Right.
Man, out in the trap for the boys taking rocks and shit. You know what I'm saying? The wild old drinking, everybody clouded and doing all. She out in the midst of that shit. She's staying in the hood, raising kids. Well, she knows she got enough money to stay a little bit better, but she wants to stay a little bit cheaper and be around all the drama.
Talk about my friend.
And look, this is where the roles actually are where they're supposed to be, because men are predatory. Men go out and look for the women, right? So we see the roles don't change in that aspect in many cases. The men are out here preying on the weak-minded women. So we see men are traditional in that role, and women are traditional in that role of being subservient to a man and to the game that he spit. But then once they get into the house and then they do what they do and other dynamics change, then the roles just change 180 overnight.
Hey, silly women led captive. Silly women led captive.
Culture influence is so pivotal. It's so crucial. The people that we're looking up to. I ain't gotta say no names. Y'all know who are the people in front that are pushing these messages. And these little girls, these teenagers, these young women, they see that and they like, oh, that's how I'm supposed to act. Dudes too. Oh, that's how I'm supposed to act. You know what I'm saying? And not really knowing that the message is demonic and it's tearing us apart.
Facts.
Go ahead.
That is real facts. The people, the last 30 seconds right there, the people who they put in front, which are entertainers, Negroes, I keep saying it, the only people on the face of this planet right now that your leaders are entertainers are you damn Negroes. They're diaspora. Preferably the American Negroes, I would say, over the other diaspora, the American and probably UK dumb Negroes. Entertainers, they pick the entertainers to jigaboo and buck dance and indoctrinate your stupid ass into every goddamn thing that you do every goddamn day.
Yep. How you gonna have an entertainment when you ask the so-called black community of who your leader is? We don't got no leaders, man. The gates of the diminished, man. Been burnt down, man. There's nobody. You come on. LeBron James is your leader. What's her name? Cardi B is your leader. You got Cardi B speaking on damn political platforms and things like that. Cardi B, come on, man. Like come on now. Like our people, it's proven in the Bible. We don't have a hedge. Or the Most High. You got to make the Most High God and His Son, man, your hedge, man. You got to reach back into the scriptures, man. You got to follow that leader, man. These Negroes out here just misleading you, man, into the fire. There's idols. Those are not leaders. You're idol worshiping. We're doing the same thing we did in the times of antiquity, man. We're doing the same things our foremothers and forefathers did. The same things. And we don't see that. We think it's funny, right? We think it's popular. It's trendy.
Right.
I'm for somehow I'm gonna gain something all that. Man, you're just an imitator. We get out here, man, and buy the knockoff clothes they got. No, they probably afforded the $5,000 dress, and the woman go out there and get the $200 dress and flaunt it in front of her low-level constituents at her low-level ghetto party, thinking you something. We just crabs in the barrel, pulling each other down on the way up, trying to come up. We ain't came up yet. Black people are on the bottom. I don't care if you a Negro with driving the hottest car out here. Like Jay-Z said, we already went over that. You still nigga, man. You still on the bottom. Haven't achieved anything. Where's the latest achievements of the black man and woman in America? Show it to me. Show me the latest achievement and thing that we have accomplished here in America. Show it to me right now. I'll stand corrected.
Right. If I may, I want to touch on something that the sister said earlier on the show, because he asked her a question. Where did she think that the change happened? And she said when the woman started getting the bag, aka the money, right? So I want to read something out of a case study called The Origins of the Female-Headed Black Families, right? And we brought this out before, but it's always good to bring out this information because it lets you know that the other nations do a diligent study of us, like they always do when they're getting data to find ways to destroy us or keep us at a lower state. And so it says, in light of the continued debate about the origins of family formation problems among Blacks, including female-headed families, it is useful to examine the available historical data covering the decennial years from 1890 to 1980. The data show, contrary to widely held beliefs, that through 1960, rates of marriage for both Black and white women were lowest at the end of the 1800s and peaked in 1950 for Blacks and 1960 for whites. Furthermore, it is dramatically clear that Black females married at higher rates than white females of Native parentage until 1950. speaking in reference to the Moynihan report and the belief that slavery is the effect of the Israelite family condition. Moreover, national data covering decennial years from 1890 background to 1920 show that blacks outmarry whites despite a consistent shortage of black males due to their higher rates of mortality. And in 3 of the 4 decennial years, there was a higher proportion of currently married black men than white men. It is clear from the data that 1950 is a watershed year for black families. Thereafter, black female-headed families grow rapidly and blacks become more urbanized than whites. What is strikingly different in 1950 is that blacks overtake whites in their level of urbanization. After 1950, blacks become more urbanized than whites, and they continue to urbanize. Whites de-urbanized after 1970. Blacks moved to the cities after the World War II en masse. And it is after this move that severe family formation problems began to emerge. So she was correct. Just from their studies and back in the early turn of the 20th century to the mid 20th century, is we see that when the black family became urbanized, before that point, we let in marriage, we let in higher rates of black men marrying, even though we were a lower number within our community for our female counterparts than our white counterparts, all the way up until 1950, when we started moving into the cities, started industrializing, getting jobs, and like she said, getting to the bag. And when we started getting to that bag, this is when they statistically show that the household started to deteriorate and women started becoming the head of the household. It's no coincidence that this is happening or has happened, and it's still continued today with the narrative that we're talking about today, with the switching of the roles of men and women. It was planned from the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? That the government planned this from the beginning because, as they said, the white family de-urbanized, meaning they went out into the suburbs. We came into the cities. And when we came into the cities, we came into self-destruction. So it's not a coincidence that these things are happening, and we really need to sit back and look at the mechanisms used to destroy our community. And I'm going to land my plane on that one.
What purse you talking about? This is yours.
This is mine.
Say the whole statement again, please.
I want to know there's no bitches in here and it's mad person.
That's my purse. That's my other purse. That's my purse. And I put that purse in that purse when I come. Wait. So stop though. But stop. I'm carrying things to work. Stop judging me. Yeah, I mean. She's so only her could do this. Don't none of y'all try to go on my purse.
And
look.
What is this, concealer?
Now apologize to me, please. You playing with me like I'm not your brother. You talking about concealing my bag. That's more cologne.
Bitch number 1, she gets that one. Bitch number 2, get Tom Ford.
See that?
So I will say that it's a problem with both men and women.
Yes.
I don't think in general we're being raised to be marriage minded because a lot of people aren't getting married anymore like they used to.
Yes.
So someone posted something on my YouTube channel and they were like, Black women are raised to be mothers or single mothers, but not raised to be wives.
I've seen something like that.
Yeah. So it's like those qualities, yes, those are things that a man can appreciate, but how do you operate in a partnership? How do you function as a unit? When you start thinking about those qualities, I think that's where we struggle a little bit.
Yep.
And it sucks because I think we're getting, again, the short end of the stick. We were raised in environments where we have to have a tougher exterior.
Yes.
From a young age, you have to like grow up really quick. And so I think we just have to unlearn a lot of those things. And that's conflicting with us trying to be in a relationship. So I will say that.
You want a traditional man in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be fair to say you're a traditional woman? I can answer
For the most part, yes.
Okay, but would a traditional woman have her body half naked on Instagram?
See, that's where I
okay, but hear me out. You're exposing yourself in a sexual way,
right?
You're condoning that.
I think it's based on the partnership. I think your partner would have to really be comfortable with your line of work.
But you want a traditional man. You want a traditional man. But see, this is the problem with a lot of modern day women. They don't want to be a traditional woman. Okay, so if you were the man, the love of your life, and he was the perfect guy that you created. And that's the guy who says, Christina, you're in love with me. You do anything for me. Yep, I'll do anything for you. You do anything for me. I want you to close your Instagram account. Would you do it?
If I didn't have to rely on Instagram for work, and this was the perfect scenario where I knew this was my husband, I would not take away what makes me Christina.
But then you're not being traditional. You want a traditional man in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be fair to say you're a traditional woman?
There you go.
Oh man, that's the problem right there, boy. Uh-oh. That's the problem right there, man. You know, hey, you want a traditional man, but you don't want to be a traditional woman. It's called what? Entitlement. It's called modernized American woman, right? American, good old America. You know, look what it has done. Goes back into the scriptures, man. Titus chapter 2, you know, that to be a traditional woman is in the Bible. You're not going to find out how to be a traditional woman except in the Bible. I'm talking to the so-called black woman here in America, man. You know, who cares what the other nations do? They the one who made up all of this garbage of that liberty that they've been given to do whatever they want. That's on them. But we American women, as daughters of Zion, right? You know, as Israelite women, hey, you got a dress code. You have a traditional role to play, you know, in your life here in America. You have to zap away all of that nonsense. You got to take that big nasty satellite and blow it up and cast it away. It can't receive any more of the doctrine and indoctrination and philosophies of America anymore. You got to stop downloading that information. And you have to download the information in the scriptures in order to receive, you know, that traditional man. That traditional man of God is going to be given to you by the Most High, first and foremost, once you change your mindset, once you start showing spiritually and physically that you are that traditional woman. Other than that, you're just going to keep attracting nonsense, bees and flies and trash. You know, and start complaining, you know.
Man, before I pass over to Poodle, what you think about the part men purpose, man? This sissy fag, you know. Yeah, man. See, this is part of that single mother raising. I'm telling you, this is why it's so important for the man to get back in the household, for the woman to get in. But the role, I got to set a role, you know, that I don't need them. I don't need a man. They got to go out the damn door. All that, you know what I'm saying, that mama's boy shit that you've been taught to live off women, you know, you feel entitled because you've raised by your entitled, failed single mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, your entitled ass, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like, the big person's been like, they take on the role of a woman, man, but we know it's set up game. We know it's set up. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah, the man purse, you know, man, you know, men used to have satchels, you know, traveling, you know, that was like the book bag, whatever, back in the day. But this man purse, man, that they do now, man, you nothing but a Mitch. I have to say it, man. You nothing but a Mitch out here, man.
Mitches.
Because we already know what the agenda is. The agenda is the smooth words and imagery to make you accept the alternative lifestyles of the LGBTQ community. And with Joe Budden having that on there, and by Remy Ma calling him out on that, you know, Remy Ma was right, is acting right with what she's saying. Look, listen, why we got all these purses here and no women but me here? You understand what I'm saying? And he's trying to justify, like, well, that's my person. That's my person. I actually put that person, this person. Nigga, we don't care about none of that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know, the scriptures tell you in Ciroc chapter 19:29, a man may be known by his look, right? And one that have understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. So we already know that Joe Budden, he's a great podcaster. We can't take that away from him, but we can just tell from his media life, he's a man of little understanding when it comes to a lot of topics. He may be able to talk about these things, but the actual application doesn't look like it's working.
Nah.
And it says in verse 30, a man's attire and excessive laughter and gait show what he is. So what he's showing us in that is a coon and a buffoon. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're facilitating the narrative that the oppressor is putting out there, which is part of Planned Parenthood, which is the decimation of the numbers of the so-called children of Israel here in America and abroad. So when you sit there and got these purses, you know, being all effeminate, you know, promoting the effeminate energy and lifestyle choices, then brother, you're actually an enemy of the state. You sleeping with the enemy at this point with him. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's not showing anything that's benefiting the community when he does those things. You could take one step forward, and just like that, showing something or having something like that or promoting it takes you 10 steps backwards.
He just destroyed, and at the same time, he's teaching a horrible thing, man, to young brothers also too, and just brothers in general, you know, because they look up to him and say, hey, well, if Joe Budden doing it, ain't nothing wrong with me doing it. So that's now you lead to the fact now the women starting to look at y'all, man, like, you know, they looking at you sideways, like, hold on, I'm supposed to respect and reverence and look up to this. He's on my level. He got a purse like me. I'm not respecting that. He's a Mitch. I'm not respecting a Mitch. A woman's not respecting a Mitch. Women don't respect Mitches, man. You on their level, man. You know, y'all in a club together. Y'all, hell, now they done took the signs off the back. Y'all might as well both go in the bathroom and powder your noses.
Yeah, Mitch in women's room.
Mitch in the women's room powdering his damn nose, man. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up there, come on, man. You having female talk, man, in the back. You know, oh, look, man, it's over, bro. It's over.
He didn't even try to make it sound good either.
He
just
laughed
talking
at
about,
it.
yeah, that's mine and mine.
He
and
laughed
I put that
at it.
one in there, and
yep.
so you carrying two purses in one, bro?
She said, "What is this?" She said, "What's this? They look like what she call it, mascara? What's she concealer?" She said, "Nigga, you got concealer?"
It looked like it looked like that too.
Yeah, that's all the little intricacies that a woman have in her purse, the little perfume, the little thing. Nah, brother, you just got exposed, bro. You just got exposed. And a lot of brothers I see out here with that little carrying that little bag, I'm looking at them like, come on now. You flip it around to the front at the register and you go through it, man, and pull out the little money and pay for your little stuff, just like a woman, man.
Man, listen, I used to hate that little damn bike thing that you would put around your waist and you would slide it to the side. I used to hate that.
Damn fanny pack. I ain't never had a fanny pack, man.
I forgot what it was called.
A fanny pack. It was called a fanny pack, man.
I used to hate that, let alone a damn purse.
Yeah, you know, nigga got a fanny pack on, man.
That was a kid, man.
Oh, fanny pack, bro.
I know that. It's about 80s babies, baby. We all about that right there, man.
Oh, you had a fanny pack, brother. I know you had a fanny. You had a fanny pack, didn't you?
Everybody had a fanny pack.
No, brother. Everybody didn't have a fanny pack, brother. Don't put that on me, brother. No, the brother said everybody.
I'm from companies, you know what I'm saying, like Nike, Reebok. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't care what name they put. You could put Reebok, Nike on it. That's a fanny pack.
Man, listen, fanny packs and biker shorts went together, bro.
Them boys had some fanny packs.
No, I ain't nobody had no fanny pack. Bro.
No, I ain't never owned a fanny pack in my life.
Never in my
man.
life had a fanny pack ever. That's word, man. I ain't never had a fanny pack. I had a book bag. I had a book bag.
A carton of cigarettes, man. They'll buy a carton of cigarettes and get a goddamn Salem's or a damn Cool's goddamn fanny pack with it.
Man, I had a knapsack.
Man, that's what my Levi jeans pockets was for.
Right. Knapsack and a beeper. Knapsack and a beeper. Ain't no fanny pack.
but I'm going to get a quick scripture that I meant to bring out earlier. And it was just, showing, how we can extend each other's lives, how, if we get back to our traditional roles. Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 1, blessed is the man that has a virtuous wife. And that can go vice versa, because it's going to tell you why. For the number of his days shall be double. And, we got to, the black woman got to figure out what's the traditional virtuous woman. And then the black man can figure out what it takes to be a pillar of the community and a servant of the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? All around good fellow, a good man. But the stress, the taking on each other's roles is confusion. It's going to bring on a lot of confusion, a lot of stress, and a lot of problems. And you see right here, if we could go back to our traditional roles, we could double our years, man. You know what I'm saying? And bubble up. It's time to bubble up, Israel. It's time to bubble up, Negroes, black folks, whatever you want to call yourselves out there. But we know you as the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But you diaspora.
Right.
Diaspora. It's time to bubble up. It's time to come back to your right memory. Get back to these traditional roles. Stop. Get the white man satellites out your head. No, you're not a man, black woman. No, you have to act like a man, black man. I know your black mama told you she's going to take care of you for your rest of your life, and all you got to do is just stick up on her. That's not a man. You're not going to get a virtuous woman. You're going to be probably doing a lot of stupid shit. You're probably going to die and cause your mama more pain. Leave kids, leave bastard kids on the earth to be raised by the streets. Just something to think about. Just something to think about, man. You know what I'm saying? Final thoughts, brothers.
Man, my final thought is a scripture I got here, Ciroc, chapter 5 and verse 15. I'm going to end it on that. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. That's my scripture for the day. I say shalom, shalom to you all in the chat and on the panel.
All praises.
Shabbat shalom. Enjoy your Sabbath.
Yeah, man, I would like to thank everybody that came, tapped in today with us, checked in for today's show. I believe it was a great show. A lot of information came out. A lot of windows and mirrors was pointed at people's faces. Maybe they can look into those mirrors and, self-examine and see where they may be off at within their own lives, because that's exactly what we're doing within our own lives. I want to say happy Sabbath to each and every one of you. I hope that you're able to congregate if possible today in joy and happiness. And I pray that the Most High preserve you in your endeavors today and going forth. And with that being said, I say shalom. Most High in Christ bless you all.
And I would like to end off with the scripture. I like to end off everything with, everybody want to know the solutions. This is the solution to every show that we do. This is the solution. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13 and 14. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. And with that, folks, we'd like to say shalom. Enjoy your day. It's the Sabbath. Enjoy your Sabbath. You're watching it later on. Enjoy. We do this for y'all. So once again, it's the Scoring Black Man podcast, where we attack serious issues from a street and biblical perspective. May the Most High Creator bless you all.
Hey, let me say one thing. Let me get a shout out, man. Let me get a shout out to Professor Lovely Lady for posting the scripts. Thank you, sis. We appreciate you. All praises to the Most High. Shout out to Corey Page for tuning in and listening, brother. Hope you gained something from it and gleaned something from it, brother. Also, shout out to the brother Mordecai, servant of Yah. Thank you, brother, for tuning in. Also, shout out to the Real Talk with Ak Moshe. Real talk without Moshe. Thank you, brother. Hopefully, we know you at the plantation. Hopefully, you go ahead and rewind the tape, brother, and listen, man, with some good points, brother. We appreciate you. And I think that's it on that. Shalom, Mika, sister Mika. Shalom, sister. Thank you all the time, man, for tuning in. We appreciate you, sis. And Shabbat Shalom, everybody, man. Many blessings to you all and you brothers on the panel. Shabbat Shalom to y'all. Peace.
Yeah, brother Corey, brother, you know what I'm saying, Dre McCosman, you know what I'm saying, and everybody, man, you know what I'm saying. Much love to y'all brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying. Much love to the brother Don Yehuda, and you brothers, the dog, you know what I'm saying. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button over here at the Scoring Black Man Podcast. Make sure y'all go to Fire Talk Radio podcast, which is Brothers Don Yehuda channel. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all go to the Brothers of Dark channel, Let's Talk Knowledge and Wisdom Radio. You just type in LTAW Radio Podcast. You'll get them. Shalom. Till next time, we're going to get y'all. Hey, man, make sure y'all check channel with everybody. Shalom.
Peace.